adventure?
Always.
To understand, you must learn to see.
What exactly are you proposing?
It's showtime.
Here we go!
Howard, are you sure you can fly this?
Are you kidding? I'm a duck. I was born to fly. Strap in.
Oh, move over.
If we all go down, the world will be left defenseless.
This is the shot we have. We may not get another one. Let's finish it.
Oh, we're good to go.
Avenger, assemble.
Light 'em up now!
This is where your story ends. With some mysteries, the only answer is what if?
Maybe it's time that we called in some help?
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Marvel just released a What If Season 3 trailer. There's so much stuff going on in here, particularly Storm from X-Men 97 wielding Thor's hammer. That's right, it's straight out of the comics, too. It's based on this version of Storm. There's a bunch of other characters here that we've recently seen introduced in Marvel Phase 4, Marvel Phase 5 as well, too. So, they're finally doing some of the actual brand new stuff, not just playing on really old movies. Of course, I'll be doing episode videos just like I did for Season 1, for Season 2. The episodes are dropping December 22nd, so be sure to subscribe to get everything. Just starting at the beginning of the trailer, they start with a shot of Sam Wilson and Monica Rambeau in his newer white version of the Captain America suit. He gets a couple different suits in the Captain America Brave New World trailer too. Marvel literally just posted a video for that a couple days ago. I've already done a video for it, so I'll link it at the end of this too. This is probably from the Power Rangers episode where everybody gets their own Zord and they form up into the Megazord. We finally see White Vision come back since the end of WandaVision. He's going to be a big part of the Vision Quest series. Like, that'll basically be his story, like a WandaVision sequel, the way that Agatha All Along was a WandaVision sequel. It's probably where we'll see Teenage Tommy come back. If you didn't see any of my Agatha All Along videos, they basically brought him back through that series, but didn't fully show the actor's face. Nebula with the Guardians of the Galaxy, Korg with them there too. This is meant to be Riri Williams' Ironheart in a proto version of her suit, like an earlier version of her suit, being tailed by these other bots here that are being controlled by, it seems like, White Vision. The purple energy coming off of them and just the general vibe of these robots make them seem kind of like the MCU version of Sentinels too. Doesn't the purple make you think Sentinels? There are a lot of theories early on that Val would use the Weapons Plus program and Stark Tech to try and basically create MCU Sentinels, because now we're finally getting adamantium in the MCU during Captain America Brave New World. We have Deadpool and Wolverine, all the X-Men stuff coming into the MCU in the next several years, so it just makes sense that they would use damage control to introduce MCU Sentinels at some point. This is meant to be from that Winter Soldier Red Guardian team-up episode. I posted a longer clip of this a long time ago, but based on Red Guardian's age here, it seems like this takes place back during the 90s maybe, or the early 2000s at least. Also noted by the fact that Winter Soldier is wearing the old version of his actual Winter Soldier uniform before he started working for the United States again, before he defected, before Steve Rogers had helped him. Marvel also just posted a Thunderbolts trailer where they had a joke like this, with Red Guardian being a super fanboy of Winter Soldier.
Is that Bucky?
It's a Winter Soldier. That guy is so cool.
This is actually meant to be Agatha Harkness making her debut in What If. She looks kind of like a Vegas showgirl, not sure exactly what kind of production she's putting on here, but she makes it seem like she's getting ready to do some big song dance number. The white also makes it seem like it's meant to be a big twist on her character, being thought of as the Wicked Witch of the West in the Marvel lore just in general, but people typically think of her as being very evil. So whatever her episode winds up being about is probably going to be a big twist on that. We get Jeffrey Wright's Watcher narrating the episodes, basically saying, like, let's begin the end because this is meant to be the final season. This is actually meant to be Kate Bishop in the purple with Shang-Chi in this Western episode. Then they use the Marvel Animation intro logo to play a couple different genres based on the genres that we'll see throughout the actual episodes of What If Season 3. Like, they start with the black and white logo because they said that one of the episodes is supposed to be a play on the screwball comedies of black and white movies back in the day. The green makes me think of Loki. Anytime I see green energy in any Marvel Studios production, you just think of Loki. Then this painterly looking logo is the Marvel Studios logo they've used for all the traditional What If seasons the past couple of years, with Marvel Animation now, because they're denoting all the different types of series. Like, there's Marvel Television for the live action stuff, there's Marvel Animation for the animated stuff, like X-Men 97 stuff, and all the regular movies just get the standard Marvel Studios version of the logo. Not clear what's going on here, but this is the Titanic. They look at the wreckage that people seem like they're actually fixing up, or like something is going on here because there are people actually with these little lights here all around it doing stuff. So apparently something is going on at the bottom of the ocean during this episode with the Titanic. There was actually a joke about that during Agatha all along, making it seem like Agatha was responsible for the Titanic sinking. We get a team up between Wong, Valkyrie, Okoye, and I'm not sure who this person behind them is. It looks like a version of one of the characters from the Shang-Chi movie. We get Riri Williams facing off against a bunch of other robots. This shot of the energy spear trying to go for white vision is Okoye. We get some Shang-Chi doing kung fu in this Western genre with the rope here. Then if it wasn't clear from this, Nick Fury and Coulson also come back. That's right, Coulson coming back. Everybody's still wondering when we're going to see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters coming back. There's a transition with Riri Williams. This is her white helmet that you see. Do not know who this is, probably one of the villains of one of the episodes. Another scene of Agatha getting ready to do whatever she's about to do, like some big production here, and I don't know who this figure is behind her too in the purple. There are a couple brand new characters that appear in this trailer that look a little confusing, not totally like the characters that they're probably based on from the MCU. But I think for the most part, most of the people you see in What If are meant to be based on people you've already seen in live action somewhere. We get Howard the Duck coming back with Darcy, for those of you that want to see more Darcy in the MCU. You remember, this version of Darcy might be the one that actually got married to Howard the Duck during What If Season 1. I believe this is them stealing one of what looks like the Sicarian ships, like one of the collector's ships. Howard the Duck claiming that he's an amazing pilot because ducks were born to fly. Cue all the jokes, obviously using their episode for a bunch of comedy. Dormammu comes back, maybe this is a Doctor Strange themed episode. Then if you couldn't tell, the white person in the clouds descending is actually meant to be a version of Zeus, denoted by his lightning bolt that we saw during Thor Love and Thunder, so it seems like What If Season 3 will get more into other gods. We see Wong put the magical armor on all of them before they get ready to fight what looks like white vision. Then this shot of the person talking about the world being left defenseless is actually meant to be Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight showing up during the series, if you couldn't tell. Like, he doesn't look like Oscar Isaac, but it sounds like his voice. There's a brief shot of Riri Williams. You notice her Ironheart energy reactor. Not clear why this planet is blowing up. Then we see everybody in their Zords, or if you want to think of them as Gundams. I use the term Zord because they all form up into the Megazord.
Megazord, power up!
So it does seem like it's inspired in part by Power Rangers mixed with some Gundam tropes. Like some of the mech designs do look more inspired by Gundams. This is obviously meant to be Moon Knight's Zord. Not clear who's on both sides of him, but we know that Monica Rambeau also gets one. This is meant to be his Captain America Zord. Looks like Red Guardian gets one too. Red Guardian gets to be on the Avengers because he basically does an Avengers Assemble moment call to action as they form the Megazord. So I guess whatever went down in this universe, Red Guardian eventually became part of the Avengers. This actually looks like Melina with him inside their Zord. This is meant to be Shang-Chi's Zord with a play on the 10 rings as part of the actual Zord itself. And their basic call to action is Avenger Assemble. Basically, the Avenger is the Megazord. Notice he's wielding a giant Moon Knight weapon and a giant Captain America energy shield. Not clear what kind of kaiju they're actually fighting during this, but it does seem like a kaiju episode, and that's why they're doing the mechs. This is from that Shang-Chi Western episode. Then we see Red Guardian taking down all these armored troops. They might be Hydra, they could be somebody else, depending on what time period it takes place during. Winter Soldier blocking bullets with his vibranium arm. They used some vibranium arm tricks during the Thunderbolts trailer too, where he basically deflected an entire car using the arm, and took down a Humvee with one too. This seems like it's from that Riri Williams episode where she's being chased by a bunch of Asgardian ships. Not clear what's happening during this episode, but there's like a giant explosion forming the A for the Avengers symbol. We also confirmed that this is meant to be Agatha Harkness in some sort of celestial form. Not sure what she's doing here, but all these symbols around her gown here are celestial symbols from the Eternals movie. We see Caecilius come back. I haven't seen him in a while. Bruce Banner Hulk is also back. Then I believe this Watcher who says that this is where their story ends is meant to be Oran, who's kind of like an evil Watcher. We'll learn more about the Watcher's race during the season 2. My guess is they'll wind up being one of the overarching villains, like the Watcher's race will be a big problem for the characters during the series. If you couldn't tell, the person hooked up to all the nodes is meant to be a version of Mysterio. You can kind of tell by his helmet. And even though they don't appear in the trailer, Spider-Man is supposed to be back. There's a bunch of other characters that they don't show you in the actual trailer here. Sam Wilson getting out of his Zord, walking onto this beach. White Vision coming up near all these robots that look a lot like, I said, MCU Sentinels maybe. I don't know who this is with the yellow energy, but these are celestial symbols behind them, so this just seems like an Eternals-focused episode. We also get Isan the Surter. I can't tell who these two really tiny characters are right in front of him, talking to him. Then Kahori comes back from Season 2, Captain Carter. They also confirmed this character with the red hair and the wings that looks kind of like another mutant or another X-Men character is Natasha Lyonne, who's playing an original character not from the comics. They're just calling Birdie. They created for the series, just like the Kahori character isn't from the comics. They created for the series. You also might remember Natasha Lyonne is playing a character during the new Fantastic Four movie too, in live action. That's probably how they got her on the What If series, like she was already doing her Fantastic Four character and they're like, why don't you play this other character too? And it seems like they're fighting the champion of Hydra, the giant octopus creature that you saw during What If Season 1, and a little bit during Season 2. And they call in a little bit of help with Storm wielding Mjolnir from X-Men 97. It's the same actress who does the voice for Storm on the X-Men animated series. So we're finally getting X-Men characters crossing over into What If. Like, it's taken this long, but the thing they said is they were waiting till after they actually debuted in Marvel series, and we finally got X-Men 97 Season 1, so like now it's okay to use X-Men 97 characters. The funny thing about that, even though Mjolnir would make her way more powerful, she's already so powerful, she's an Omega level mutant, she doesn't really need Thor's hammer to be that powerful. It'd be sort of like Superman wielding a sword. Like, Superman is the sword himself. He doesn't need an actual weapon. But it does look really cool, and usually that's the answer to why they do stuff like that. Like, why do it? Because it looks really, really cool. They also confirmed that they're releasing one episode per day, just like they did for Season 2 episodes. So it'll go down the exact same way that my Season 2 episodes did, day to day. There's a bunch of other trailers that dropped recently too, so I'll try to do videos for that as soon as possible. So everybody just post all your reactions in the comments below. If there's any other Easter eggs or references you spotted in the trailer that I didn't talk about in the video, write them below in the comments. But everyone click here for that brand new Captain America Brave New World trailer, and click here for that brand new Thunderbolts trailer. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.